right, today we're looking at the Matchbox Pontiac, which, as we all know, is not just a Pontiac, it's a Pontiac Firebird. This is about a 1979 vintage model. A little chunkier looking than the real thing, but always a body style that I dug as a kid, and I thought the big screaming chicken on the hood was really cool. So I thought this would be a fun one to review with you guys. So, as with, Matchbox and Hot Wheels cars that came out in the late 70s, early 80s, it's pretty heavy duty. It's got the nice thick metal base, thick die cast body. They used the, I thought it was kind of cool, they used the red interior to create the sort of red taillight section. On the real thing, I think it was more black with, red lights that shone through and everything. But I always liked that detail as this kid. When you look at this generation of Pontiac, they really are a strange body style, but they're just kind of cool for some reason. Very different from anything that came out around that time and really interesting. But, this one, you can tell I liked it. Well worn, right? I played with it a lot when I was a kid. It's got a lot of chips and things, probably a lot of dirt inside from when I built roads outside and, little houses and stuff and drove them around. But yeah, it's a pretty cool model. I think these came with, I think the top engine you could get these with was something like a 6.6 liter 8-cylinder. So they had some scoot, but I mean, even with that power, even with that engine, it wasn't that huge of power, maybe somewhere around 300. For those of you that are Firebird aficionados, let me know in the comments, if you know kind of more of the specs around this vehicle. But yeah, I like this car a lot. This is going to stay in my collection, even though I'm not a huge American car person. Or at least I wasn't back then. Nowadays, there's so much cool American car stuff out there that I'm much more into American cars. Yeah. But one thing about this always makes me think of a chase scene in Magnum PI, where Magnum PI was driving his Ferrari 308. And a Firebird, a lot like this one, it might have been a little earlier, was keeping up with him, no problem. He could not outrun it. I forget what kind of ended up happening. Of course, Magnum PI got away, survived, whatever, but he could not outrun this Firebird. And I was always like, oh, Ferraris are all faster than Firebirds, blah, 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 right? But I looked up the specs on these, and, for a 1984 Ferrari 308 GTS, like Magnum PI had, the 0 to 60 was about just under 7 seconds, and the top speed was around 170 miles an hour. On the Firebird in 1979, if you got the top engine, you would do 0 to 60 in about 6.7 seconds. So, this is actually slightly quicker than the Ferrari on 0 to 60, but the top speed was about 134. So, around Hawaii, there aren't that many big, long straightaways where, Magnum PI was. So, okay, I guess this would keep up with the Ferrari. Who knows? Maybe those guys had a blower under the hood or something, kind of hop-ups or a, removed a restrictor plate or carburetor. Anyway, who knows, right? So bad guys probably did bad things to their car and made it even faster so they could try and catch Thomas Magnum, right? So anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. I thought that was just kind of a fun little, rad era TV show little snippet there. That this car always makes me think about. So anyway, yeah, what's your favorite Firebird? I actually really like this body style. I like the late 60s first ones that came out as well. Just kind of, not huge on the later Firebirds, but it's always been a model I've kind of dug. And, like especially the Smokey and the Bandit one, right? I think everybody my age loves Smokey and the Bandit, and that black one with the snowflake wheels and the gold chicken on the hood and everything, right? So anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.